People, who are you? As you probably know, Electric Monkey is doing these amazing special editions of Holly Jackson's books. This one is Good Girl, Bad Blood, and I love the cover with the foils, and I do love the sprite edges, and they look amazing. At the very beginning, we have this here. And at the very beginning, we are going to have this letter from the author, and it's going to have a ribbon marking thing. And yeah, I do love that this second book picks up exactly where we left on the first one. It's to say that we are going to be finding the aftermath of the things that happened in the first book. We are going to find our main character dealing with the things that happen. We are going to be seeing her and Ravi, chasing new things that are going to happen in the second book. But also, we are going to be finding her reeling from the things that happen. Yeah, I'm not making much sense. Let's begin again. We're going to be finding Pip and Ravi. And when I say that they're going to be dealing with the things that happened in the first book, I'm referring to, it's not to be a clean slate. It's not going to be just a new adventure and everything that happened in the first book. It's going to be like, okay, gone. Here we are going to be dealing with different things. There is a character in the first book that used drugs to rape girls. So here we are going to be following the proceedings of his accusation and whether or not he's going to be found guilty or not of all these accusations. Even if you remember the first book, Pip has the recording of him saying that he did all those things, so it seems like it's going to be, very easy case to close. And also we are going to be finding our main characters dealing with what happened in the first book in the way that we are going to have now I don't know how it's called, but all the town is going to be reunited in a way to honor the memory of the characters who died in the first book. I don't want to say names in case that you haven't read the first book. I don't want to make any kind of spoilers for you. I do recommend that if you are interested in this series, that you pick them in order, because as I am saying, they continue building from the first book. The second one builds over what happened in the first book, and it has a lot of correlation and things that have to do with the first book. And if you pick the second one without having read the first, we are going to destroy the first book for you. So that's why I'm kind of being baggish. So in case that I can interest you in reading the story chronologically, and I don't want to spoil anything for you. So as I was saying, I like that we have our characters dealing with all of those things, and we are going to find Pip's best friend, who's also dealing with the fact that her dad was not the persona she thought he was. And I like that we have these characters who are truly alive in the way that they are not robots. They are not going to, put everything behind and just go on. Everything that happened in the first book, it's going to affect who they are in the second book and how they react to different things that are going to happen. So this is about the things that come from the first book into the second one. Also, the experiences and the baggage that Pip has. Everything that she went through in the first book, she put herself in danger. He put her family in danger. And she promised herself that she wouldn't do it again. But here we have this guy who's called Connor. He is kind of best friends with Pip. And his older brother goes missing. So they go to the police say that there is no case. So the family, it's quite desperate because they don't know where James, the big brother, is, so they turn to Pip in case that she can help them. I think for me it was amazing to have this kind of inner fight that Pip has at the beginning, whether she should or shouldn't do that. After everything that went down in the first book and the promise that she did to herself to never do that again. She is facing this new case in which the brother of someone she cares about is missing, and no one is going to help him if she does not. So I like that it's not like, okay, yes, I'm going to do that, or no, I'm not going to do that. I like that she reflects about everything, and it's kind of, weights everything and decides what to do. So we are going to have this new book in which we are going to find our characters trying to find this missing persona. And I did love when this book begins to pick a speed, because at the very beginning, as I say, it was like this very, it was a tie-in to the previous book, and I did love that so much because I didn't remember exactly what happened. So at the very beginning, we have this kind of refreshing of what happened in the first book, and then we have this little part in which the book deals with the aftermath of the, as I said, of the first book, and then we get thrown into the second book, and with the story of this missing persona that we're going to be, you know, exploring what happened to this guy and all the clues and everything that Pip is going to be collecting. Honestly, I love how Holly Jackson writes her characters, and I love how once you're inside the story, you cannot stop reading. And I do love how it all makes sense. Sometimes you can be a little skeptical and think, how can an 18-year-old be able to do all of that? But for me, it's easy to make this leap of faith and keep on the story, thinking, okay, the police in this book, it's, well, I don't know if it goes to say if the police in this book is quite as effective as she is, but yeah, she's quite effective on her own, and I think that she has found her vocation. She likes to investigate. She loves this kind of thing because she loves helping people, and she's a very caring persona. And there's moments in this book, I'm not going to say anything more than when she goes back to Nat, so she's not alone to face something that happens, despite the fact that Nat is not very friendly to her. I think that it speaks volumes about what kind of person Pip is. And I do love that this caring that she has for people, it's like her inner force in order to help these people. And I think that she's a very relatable character, and I love her. I mean, she's amazing. I also love that we have the relationship between her and Ravi. And I love that Ravi is very supportive of her, and they kiss and they do all kind of things, but it's like there's no rush, there is no need to be all gropey and kissy face and every touching and I want to fuck you. No, it's like a more relaxed kind of relationship, which I love, because I think the book should cover all kind of relationships, and I love where they're in love with each other, they respect each other, they know each other, they care for each other, and they can also be friends, because I think that all kind of relationships have this base of friendship. You can love someone, obviously, but I think that you can love your friends, but you cannot be with someone, truly love someone, if that persona, if that guy, if that girl, it's not also your friend, someone you can confide, someone you can cry with, someone you can be silly with, and this is something that they have here. I also wasn't expecting I wasn't expecting what happens at the end, and I'm not going to make any kind of a spoiler here of what happens to the end, but what I mean is how the end affects Pip, and I think it's something that's going to carry onto the third book, and I do love that, because for me it's very realistic what happens, and sometimes you live through things that leave scars on you, that leave trauma on you. And as I said at the beginning, I did love that this book, it's not like a clean separation from the first one, but it deals with things that happened in the first one, and some things that happen in relation to the first one are going to, all those things are going to leave characters who are scarred for life. And I love that we have this kind of mental health representation about trauma, about fear, about rape, and about all those things, because I think it's very important that we have this kind of things in books, so everyone can find themselves in them, and also, you know, to have all this kind of representation that can help everyone, and also to normalize all these kind of things that sometimes trauma and post-traumatic stress and anxiety and fears and things can present into persona, and you know what I mean. So yeah, I mean, I love these books. I cannot wait to read the third one, but I'm going to wait until the collector's edition for the third one is released before I plunge into it. If you like thrillery kind of books, three. Detective books where someone is trying to find a missing persona. If you have read Shirley Jackson before, you're going to love these ones. If you haven't, you need to pick her up because I think she's an amazing writer. And I love how she writes about the thriller aspects of the book, the investigation, because it's written in different ways. You have like different voices, and you have also the notes that Pip does, and the interviews, and then you have the story moving. And I think it's a very unique way of reading this kind of books, and also the characters are amazing, and I love the relationships they have. And yeah, it's amazing. That's all I'm gonna say. Thank you for watching. Bye.